Final guest tonight is an Oscar, BAFTA and Golden Globe nominated actor who's been wowing audiences and critics for over 40 years in everything from Belfast to There Will Be Blood and Harry Potter to In Bruges. With Scorsese and Spielberg both fans, it was no surprise he was recently honoured with a Lifetime Achievement Award from IFTA. We're delighted he's here tonight. Would you please welcome Ciarán Hinds? Lovely to see you, fella. How are you getting on?
Not too bad for a man of a certain age.
For a man of a certain age. Congratulations on the IFTA. It looked like you had a good night.
Yeah, I had... it's because it's very humbling, but it's also a great honour. That's the truth of it. It's a great honour, but it's also very humbling. So I got my sisters down from Belfast to diffuse the spotlight a bit. And my wife and daughter came over from Paris and Aoife. So it was grand. It was a great evening. It was very warm evening altogether. And Kevin was the MC, and he was rather brilliant.
He was superb that night, as he is. And you know, you have been to Oscars, BAFTAs, Golden Globes, all of these things. To have all of Irish acting and the movie world in that room, I mean, what did that mean to you?
Huge amount. It's a huge amount. And also we know that, you know, we are of a certain age, but there were people before us who laid tracks for us. And they talk about standing on people's shoulders and what you do. And, like, you know, when I turn around and Stephen Ray is there, it means the world to me. It really genuinely does, because he's a master. And we suddenly find ourselves now looking at a generation and another generation below us and how extraordinary they are. And such a freedom they have, and such a natural brilliance.
And how all of that is moving on.
And being developed, and with kind of strong financial help to actually develop an industry in a way, because the people here, whether it's writing or directing, creating, or acting, or designing, they're just a very talented bunch of people.
No, we really are at this point. It's just a purple patch, isn't it, for Irish filmmaking and storytelling. You didn't just get the IFTA trophy that night. You also got your own range of T-shirts, I believe, Ciarán, modelled by a certain man from Ballymena. Can you talk us through this? There we go. Yeah. That's the one we all want.
Well, known to some of us as the Ballymena bollocks. No, there's a story behind that. Which, I mean, it was a huge coup d'etat, if you want, because it really was a shock to me. But we spend Christmas together every year.
I mean, you guys go back a long time.
Yeah, since we were 18 or 19. We met on a Dublin airport going to a place called Enschede in Holland for a theatre course for young people throughout Europe, you know. And we were very naive and gauche, and we were about 17 or 18, leaving Ireland for the first time and going to meet fellow Europeans to do workshops and theatre and stuff, and that's where we kind of bonded. And
then you did Excalibur together?
We did, yeah. Actually, that was our first film. Yeah. Both of us, first film.
Which, I mean, this is quite the lineup here. That's yourself and Liam, Patrick Stewart, Helen Mirren.
Oh, wow. Sherry Lungy, Nicole Williamson.
It's a strong look. That's a strong look right there.
Liam had a line. He had a lot more lines than I did, which is probably a good thing. And he had this line that had to say, he had to say, "I shall ride forth in search of that quest." And I, under my breath, said, "I'll ride fifth then." And then followed by a lot of armour shaking.
And so that's where the friendship developed, and then that's how you end up getting a Lifetime Achievement Award and Liam printing his own T-shirts.
Revenge is very sweet.
Where did the T-shirts come from?
Well, the T-shirts came from his son, Danny, who's a gorgeous fella. 2 years ago, we were there at Christmas, because we share Christmas together every year. And Danny had these T-shirts made up, unbeknownst to me, and Christmas Eve comes and there's a ritual about dressing the tree. And I'm last down, but they're all in these T-shirts covered with some shirt, but I don't know this. So I start dressing the tree, and it took about 10 or 15 minutes with sniggering and pointing for me to say, what's wrong with everybody? And I hadn't seen that they were all wearing that T-shirt.
Fantastic.
And that was, I guess, a early Christmas present, and then it was revisited by Liam.
And now a gift to us all, Ciarán.
Oh, thank you very much.
And now a gift to us all. You are back in Ireland with this new movie. It is a lovely performance, a lovely story. Can you tell us a wee bit about the Three Urns?
Yeah, the Three Urns. It's a fellow called O'Connor who's, I guess he's on a mission or a kind of pilgrimage to scatter his beloved wife's ashes back where they came from. They were emigres in France for 45 years or more. They've been living there, making irregular contact back home. She's passed away, and he's now on a mission to fulfill promises that he made her, to revisit certain places that they knew when they were young, and honour her in that way.
And those promises aren't as easy to keep as he thinks.
No, they're mental. It's like a road movie, all set in Donegal, which is brilliant.
Look, we've fans in already. Here,
Okay.
check this out. This is Ciarán in the Three Urns.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Do you have the book I ordered?
Ah, yes. Here.
How much do I owe you?
430 euros.
Mon amour, let us go then, you and I, and visit the places that meant so much to us. Where we first met, where we first kissed, and where we said we loved each other.
I'm travelling by car, but I parked it up and somebody stole the wheels. Oh, for God's sake, they've stolen the bloody car.
They're not cheering as much for Donegal now.
Oh, no.
They still are.
That's what I mean. It's a road movie. Do you know what I mean? And you don't get very far if you've no car, but then a milk float comes into play.
You end up in a milk float.
Yeah, and a solar milk float and a horse-drawn milk float, and it's insane. It's totally insane. But there's something very beautiful about what Stephen Warbeck and John Paul Davidson, the writer-directors, have made of it. And it's kind of full. It's about love, really. And open-heartedness and the kindness of strangers, mixed with a lot of oddballs and quirks.
And that moment, that idea of you're in this moment, you have to live the moment that's in front of you.
Just the moment.
Yeah.
And either you face the moment, you join in the moment, or you run like hell from the moment. That's a choice every time.
Yeah. I mean, there's a brilliant cast in it. I loved seeing your wife, Helene, on screen again. The Purries were last seen having a clinch behind a wheelie bin on the dry. This is a slightly less intense interaction.
In regards to my wife Helene, my darling wife Helene, we do this thing called the dry together, in which, in fact, I think it's the final third series is coming out April, May.
Hang on, this is a little exclusive for us, is
dry.
it?
What?
We didn't know this, so this is coming back?
It is the final. Yeah, it's the third and final series. Of the dry is coming back.
Okay, amazing.
And
that's good news for everybody.
It's been very popular, and
it's a huge show.
And Nancy Harris, the writer, who's extraordinary. She's written it all herself. She's taken this time to kind of fulfill everybody's journey and end with a flourish. But there's a scene in it where my long-suffering wife, in real life, Helene, playing my mistress in the story. There's a scene between us where she has to chuck plates at me. And just before we were about to shoot the scene, she said to the entire crew, she said, "This is the reason why I accepted the role." And started fecking plates at me. Anyway, we're good.
That's so good. You know, whenever you look back on your beginnings, you know, that idea, some people go with the flow, some people have a plan. What was it for you in terms of, was acting always the first love?
No, I did. I was very fortunate. My mother was an amateur actor, and she gave us a bit of a graft for it. And then I was involved with school plays, and Irish dancing was a huge part of my in my psyche when I was young, because it was the idea of not just Irish dancing, but we told the tales through dramatic structure of Cuchulainn and Ferdy and Finn McCool and all that. So that was
And there's one or two of those wee stories in this film as well.
Indeed,
Yeah.
it's like storytelling, the art of it. And because they do inform us, I think, all that idea of when they talk about why the Irish are so great, the writing or the performing, it goes back to storytelling, the Shanna Keys, the idea of how you embellish, how you tell, how you keep people interested in those dark, cold nights like tonight.
Yeah. One of my favourite performances that I saw you in, Ciarán, was in Belfast. I was very, very lucky to host the premiere up in the Waterfront Hall.
You were,
and just the gra in the room for that movie was so huge on that night. What did that mean to you?
It was, the thing is, it's like, you know the expression, take Coles to Newcastle, be careful. And to take Belfast to Belfast in itself, you're a bit trepidatious because everybody's going to have an angle on it. And we had opened, Ken Branagh had taken the film around to festivals, and what was very interesting about it, I heard back, was that people took it to their hearts in the specificity of the story he was telling to his particular time as a child in the world. And people who would see this at film festivals, whether they're from Asia, from South America, from Africa, witnessed a story of some form of truth, of a child's journey, a narrative in difficult, dark times. And then when you bring that to Belfast, as you know, there will be people with agendas, as there are always agendas, and you're not going to fulfill everybody's idea of what their truth is. And I had to speak to somebody who was given out about it to say, like, will you never see the world through the eyes of a 9-year-old child? Because that's what we're talking about. Not your version of your truth when you were older or what you think happened. This is the eyes of a 9-year-old. And that's what the story is.
It's what the story is, and your part in it is superb. We have a little clip, if you don't mind having a little look at this.
The wee girl's still showing some interest, yeah?
She looks at us sometimes, but we're not allowed to talk in the class, so we can't say anything. And then when we go out to the playground, she always goes off with the other girls. Anyways, I think she loves that other fella.
Ah, you don't know that for sure. Women are very mysterious.
And women can smash your face in too, mister.
Your granny's become less mysterious over the years. So, you really like her?
When I grow up, I want to marry her.
Yeah, sounds like you really like her. You know, she's not only at school. You could see where she lives, maybe.
It's Reynolds Drive, 4 houses in from the right, the one with the monkey 8.
Well, you've done your research.
I mean, the two of you together. It's just... So you've had your Donegal adventure. The Dry is coming back. What's next for you? What is floating your boat at the moment?
I'm working on a lovely project right now with directed by John Crowley, and it's an adaptation of a Claire Keegan short story adapted by Conor McPherson, shooting it down in Wicklow with the great Andrew Scott and Emily Blunt.
Wow.
And
when can we see that?
Poor Emily Blunt has to suffer me as her father. But I have a story about Emily. We worked together about 4 years ago in Spain, and it was a thing called The English, which is a very, very dark story set in America in the 1890s. And my character was a real nasty, nasty piece of work. And I welcomed her character early on in the story. From a stagecoach, I opened the door for her. I welcomed her down the steps and I said, "Welcome to America." And she saw behind me a Native American tied up with his face all bloody and beaten up. And she looked at me and she said, whatever, I don't remember what the line was, but it was about to say, "I don't agree with this." And I looked at the Native American and I looked at her and I punched her right in the face. And she went down like a deck of cards. And I thought, I've just decked Mary Poppins. I mean, it was all scripted, like. You know, it wasn't just for the hell of it. This was part of the story.
And she was still happy to see you.
And she was still happy to see me again, yeah.
Well, look, we cannot wait for that to come out. In the meantime, though, The Three Urns is out in cinemas from the 17th of April. Ciarán, thank you so much. Ciarán Hinds.